It's always a one, and this is the head of the cow. And the red wheel here. Sauce. This is from the cow. Whichever cow, Inguni and other cows. Yeah.
Wait, our national anthem. Sit the
forgive me for my pronunciation. There's a bit of Zuluness in my bones.
Woo! Lord have mercy. Guys, listen, if there's one thing I will never forget about these set of housemates this season, it's definitely going to be their creativity. These housemates are so creative. The way they take their wager serious, right? Now, I'm not referring to the week where they did not do great, no, but every time they have their wager and they have to prepare for it. Ladies and gentlemen, these housemates go all out, and that is one thing I will never forget about them. You remember that with previous seasons of Big Brother, Big Brother Nsuku or Big Brother Naija, we tend to complain a lot, like week in, week out, about the lackadaisical attitude of housemates towards their wager task preparations for the presentation, right? But for this season, I noticed that I haven't really been complaining, because I just have this confidence in these sort of housemates that no matter what, they would shine through, they will pull something great. And see, that's one thing I admire about them. And this week has definitely not been an exception. This week, as a matter of fact, has been one of those weeks where I've been watching these housemates in amazement, in wonder at how talented they are. I'm talking about the likes of Jojo, the likes of Uyanda, Sweet Guluva. Yeah, those three especially. If I'm going to add anybody to the group, I think Tyrone as well. I'm not speaking about their presentation skills now. No, I'm speaking about their skill in creating pieces, beautiful outfits, that can really portray the South African culture, right? And guys, I've just been amazed. These people I mentioned, they totally have a path, a career in fashion and design. Oh, I forgot to mention Nshini as well. These people they are creatives to the core. I don't even know how they did it. Like, do they actually have trainings in fashion and design, guys? I don't know, but did you see what they wore to the arena today? It was just mind blowing. Beautiful pieces, colorful, and guys, they did it all from the scratch. Yep. Everything they wore in the arena, okay, maybe not everything entirely, but most of the pieces, they created it by themselves from scratch. And most of them were using their hands to sew. For example, Jojo. Because I was thinking that Tuesday, Wednesday, I've not really been hearing Jojo's voice in the house. But then it dawned on me that this girl is really invested in this wager. Like, she's been seriously putting all her all into sewing those pieces together with a needle and a thread. Guys, these sort of housemates, massive accolades to them. Just picture me giving them a standing ovation right now. They are wonderful. And the beautiful part of it all is the fact that there will always be the fight. There will always be the argument. But at the end of the day, they will still work together. You see, that's another beautiful thing about them. The fact that no matter their differences, no matter their disagreements, they always find a way to work together as a collective. I mean, look at Mata and Nsuku in the same team. But these two were so cordial and civil with each other to the core. You cannot even tell that they have a serious tension between them. You can't even tell. Why? Because they decided to put aside their differences and work together on their wager, on those outfits, to ensure that they put together a solid presentation. And guys, I really respect them for that. I respect each and every single one of them. I mean, there was also Nshini, Abobo, and Mandy Hagan that had their differences yesterday, and then even earlier today. Nshini was literally getting on everybody's nerves, right? And there was tension everywhere, but they were still able to put together their work. And when they got into that arena, they slayed it. They slayed their presentation. And speaking about the presentation, one of my favorites was from Tyrone, Sipesikle, Muzi Bambuzi, Uyanda, who else? Yes, and yeah, Uyanda, their team. Oh, and Sweet Guluva. Their team was simply the best for me. These people were so coordinated. I loved the way they were able to delegate roles and, different tasks to each and every single member of that team, and they put it off excellently. And let's not forget that we have like two of the best presenters in the house in the same group, Tyrone and Sipesikle. So there was no outshining the other person. It was all about synergy. They worked together and everything came out excellent. And worthy of mentioning as well was Sipesikle's South African musical medley, right? I mean, for those of you that understand what medley means, singing one song and then moving into the other without even finishing the first one. And she kept going on and on and on. It was so beautiful. I loved the way she carried our team members along. That was quite creative. I loved it. And then there was Muzi Bambuzi, who did what he knew how to do best. Him being a lover of sports and football, especially the way he kicked that ball on that stage, and then the way he fell on the floor like he was going to catch it like a goalkeeper. Ah, my God, guys, that was so brilliant. I loved it. And then that was Sweet Guluva, talking about the braaiing experience. One thing I admire about Sweet Guluva is how he unashamedly portrayed, how a proper Zulu man, behaves, how they carry themselves. That is typical walk, guys. I find it very weird or funny sometimes, but it was just so beautiful to see today of all days. And Tyrone, of course, in his element, presenting. Guys, everything was just so beautiful. However, despite all of this flowery comments that I have, one thing that was sort of off to me, with the entire presentation was the paper. Come on. I felt like some of the papers were so big, they were so conspicuous. You could literally see it covering the housemates' faces, and sometimes the camera could not even pick their face. And I'm like, come on, these people, sometimes just learn to marinate what you want to say in your head, and just you can improvise. You don't have to say everything verbatim from your paper. Or better still, if you need to highlight your points, let your paper be small enough to fit into your palm. That is how it is with presenting, right? Not everybody can actually just say things, by heart, but it's also very cool if you can just minimize your content to just a small piece of paper that is very, very inconspicuous. You can fit into the palm of your hand and nobody can see it, just you. And when you are bringing it out, you bring it out stylishly, like you don't let people know that you have this gigantic note in front of you. You want the whole world to know that, yes, I'm reading from a paper. Because guys, as beautiful as all the presentation was, as entertaining and enjoyable as it was, it was kind of awkward sometimes. Sometimes I felt awkward on their behalf, because take for instance Nsuku now, trying to say what she wanted to say, and then she was struggling with the paper, and I knew that she was nervous. But then the housemates, they need to work on that, and I think it's something people that needs to enforce, that for the next wager, he does not want to see any papers. Yeah, he doesn't want to see any papers. If there's going to be a paper, it should be so small that only the housemates can see it and nobody else, because this whole idea of carrying a paper when you are presenting something beautiful like this doesn't really make sense at all. Also, speaking about the presentation, ladies and gentlemen, these housemates, they increased, amplified, elevated my love for South Africa with the way they spoke about their culture, ranging from their language, their food, their outfits, their music, history. It was such a learning moment, and I learned some things. I loved it. You know, I loved the way they told their story. I loved the way they praised their story, the way they praised their heritage. It was so beautiful to see. Everything was colorful. It was really giving tradition. It was really giving culture. It was really giving grounded in the root of your culture, in the root of the motherland. It was beautiful. And I felt like that was an amazing way to really tell their story. So massive congratulations to all the housemates. As you already know, they won their wager. And I was saying that, hey, big brother, if you did not give them the win, I will take the next available flight to South Africa and fight you. But guys, I was so happy that they won, because even Big Brother said he was impressed. I said, Big Brother, how could you not be impressed? Did you see what they delivered? Come on. They really went all out on this one. And so I give them their accolades, give them their flowers. And speaking about the Umlilo King and Queen of the Week, I was so happy that Uyanda and Jojo, they were voted for by the housemates. Uyanda got a lot of votes. I said, of course. That guy was literally doing his own work, tailoring the entire outfit he wore, and also assisting other people in how to tailor their own outfits, cut their own outfits, and use the machine that he had in the house. He was very, very helpful, disregarding whatever differences he had with people in the house. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all. Today's wager is one for the books. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about you, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing evening. Bye.